Yo, what's up, guys? We're back for another breakdown and predictions video, and this we got a lower level card in my opinion, but still good opportunities to make money, and we've been killing it in terms of bets, man. We cashed on another plus 1,000 underdog last week in the UFC, profited once again for the third or fourth straight week in a row for UFC, so definitely been doing really well in terms of that on patreon.com/MMA Prediction Guru, and I got some other bets going on for this card already that I'm pretty confident in. So this is a week that I think we're definitely going to cash out and make some decent money. And outside of that, man, hit the like button, put some comments down below, go check out Patreon, get those bets, and let's keep giving out this good information, man. Let's try to expand the channel and get more views. Been a little disappointed with the amount of views I've been getting lately. Hopefully I can start getting a little bit more support and gonna start trying to put these videos out earlier in the week. I know that probably has an impact on it that I put my videos out usually a lot later than almost everyone else, but hopefully you guys could still support, watch this video, share it, check it out, watch the whole thing. Helps the algorithm. And outside of that, man, let's just get in this first fight here. I do know that there's a couple fights that got added late, so gonna be doing a separate video for those, but we're just gonna start on this fight, Christian Leroy Duncan versus Claudio Ribeiro. And CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, he's kind of looking to rebuild his stock. He came into the UFC, he was a former Cage Warriors champion, he had an undefeated record, and he had some hype behind him, but won his debut kind of a fluky way where his opponent got hurt, and then his second fight he went in there with Armen Petrosian and took a loss, and that fight kind of made a lot of people jump off the bandwagon. He did come back, get a finish win over Dennis Talulin, but still trying to kind of get back to where he was when he first got in the UFC, and now he's fighting Claudio Ribeiro, who's a knockout artist. He has 11 wins, all 11 of those wins are via knockout. He has a killer be killed style in the UFC. All three of his fights have ended in a KO, either win or lose. He had a knockout win over Joseph Holmes, had knockout losses to Roman Kopylov and Abdul Razak Al Hassan. And Ribeiro, he's getting a good opportunity to beat someone that does have a name and kind of reinvigorate his career a little bit. So Christian Leroy Duncan, he has more to lose here, and I think a little bit more pressure. But he's a fighter people enjoy to watch because you don't see big 185ers move how Duncan does. He's very fast. He can switch stances, moves in and out quickly. He has a good ability to find the chin with really, really wild techniques. He has multiple spinning attack knockouts. He has a flying knee knockout. His hands are, I would say, average, but his foot speed and his kicks are very impressive. He has very fast kicks. He has good feints, good fakes. He throws a lot of front kicks, round kicks to the legs, and he has good upper body movement, so he can pull counter with lead hooks or crosses. And his ability to move out of range for someone his size is pretty impressive. And when he goes southpaw, he will switch stance. Like I said, he throws a lot of lead leg side attacks, lead leg side kicks, spinning attacks, and on the inside he throws nice elbows. He has landed several spinning elbows. He has a couple spinning elbow knockouts. I haven't really seen him in there with great pressure fighters yet. We did see Armen Petrosian had success countering Duncan. He had success landing leg kicks, and he stayed smart. He didn't really give Duncan a lot of opportunities to land anything wild, and the basics won Petrosian the fight. When Petrosian went first and threw some 1-2s, which really isn't his game, he was able to rock and hurt Duncan, so I do think that kind of adds to my belief that a pressure fighter could give him some problems. But Duncan has these explosions where he can close the distance, land something very big, and finish the fight. He's dynamic, he's dangerous, and the majority of his wins are via finish. His wrestling and his grappling are okay. He has questionable takedown defense, and he will let guys hold him against the cage, but he has a good clinch work himself with good knees, good elbows. His cardio, his composure is good, so if guys take him down, he can reset the following round and have good gas tank. And he can mix it up himself. He can land some blast doubles. I don't think he's the great wrestler. He doesn't really set his takedowns up that well, but he will look for it, and he's decent on top. But his last fight, he did have some good clinch control with against Dennis Talulin. Talulin isn't a good wrestler, but it showed at least some evolution in his game. And in this fight, I don't think that it's likely that Ribeiro is going to be looking to clinch or get the takedown. So we'll see. I mean, in Ribeiro's one win to Joseph Holmes, he did mix it up a little bit, but I think Duncan is a little bit of a notch above Joseph Holmes. But one thing about Duncan is he's never been submitted, so that's good. And his cardio is top notch too, so he's someone that can push the pace. He's been 5 rounds. If you saw in his loss with Petrosian, even after taking damage, after losing the first 2 rounds, he was pretty fresh in that last minute of the fight. And Claudio Ribeiro, extremely athletic. He has big power in both hands. He has big power, particularly in his left hook. And he likes to counter-strike primarily. He'll throw heavy leg kicks. He'll hang back, feint, pull fighters into his right cross, overhand, or left hook. And he will expose himself when he throws, but if he connects, it can be lights out. If you counter his looping strikes with straight punches, you can land first and get him out of there. We saw that in the Razak fight. But if Ribeiro wants to be successful in this matchup, in my opinion, he's going to have to pressure a little bit more. This is going to be one of the first fights where he is likely going to be at a reach disadvantage. So if he stays on the outside, I just don't think he's going to be able to compete on points there. I think CLD has more weapons and obviously the length edge. And I just don't see how Ribeiro gets it done sitting on the outside. He has to try to get on the inside, make it ugly, and land that bomb. His last fight, he got put to sleep with a really nasty head kick. So you know that he's probably thinking in the back of his head he's facing another guy with really fast head kicks. And maybe that's going to make him want to close the distance to try to wrestle. And if he does do that, I think he could gas. But Ribeiro is someone that is a little bit smaller for 185. He came into the Dana White Contender Series fight at 181. But he did hit a double in his fight with Joseph Holmes. He grappled a bit in that fight. It's usually not a big part of his game, but his top game looked good in that match, and he was almost able to finish the fight towards the end of the first round with ground and pound. So I think if he can get on top of Duncan, he could have success. It's just I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that over 3 rounds, and I don't think it's likely he's going to finish him on the ground. I think Duncan's a little bit too good on the mat to get finished early with ground and pound or something, and Ribeiro's not really too much of a submission threat. I feel like Ribeiro's cardio is not on the same level as Duncan's either, so I just feel like Duncan has the edge there. He has more tools on the feet. I think he should win this fight, most likely. He's going to have to be smart at distance. I think he has the ability to pull counter. I like the ability that he has to slide out of the way of strikes so quickly. I think that's going to be key in this matchup. And if he could slip in return, he could put Ribeiro to sleep, I feel. And I think his size should allow him to control the clinch, not get taken down. I think he has the cardio advantage, like I said. So I feel like this fight has a really low likelihood of going 15 minutes. Both fighters are finishers with power, and it's going to be a stand-up fight more than likely. I will say Duncan gets to finish in the second or third. I think that's a decent thing to target betting-wise, because I feel like Ribeiro could slow down. Duncan tends to pick it up as the fight goes on. When he sees guy get tired, he will try to finish him. So I think Duncan finishing in that late second, third round is definitely a good possibility. And I'm going to predict Christian Leroy Duncan wins via second round KO TKO.